and welcome again to my and your channel to learn programming the easiest way. Today we will gonna create this lovely card using HTML and CSS. Through this tutorial you will learn a lot of things. So without further ado, let's get into the code. Here I have opened my VS Code window and I have created two files, one for the HTML and the second for the CSS, and I have here the SVG. And I've linked the Google fonts that we will be using. We will use two Google fonts. The first one will be Poppins for the title and the paragraph, and for these two spans we will gonna use this Google font. You can just search about it. Okay, and here we have the font awesome, so we can get this letter lovely heart and from font awesome. How you can get this link? You just have to go to this https://sdnjs.com and search for the font awesome to get this link. So let's start. Okay, here we have it. Let's start firstly to add the section that will contain this card. And so let me do something so you can understand what we will gonna build. In here we have two boxes, one for the images and the second one will be for the content. So for this card we have two boxes, but display flex direction will be column, so they can be on the top of each other. All of these two boxes are in a one box. So let's do this now in this code. So here we have the section. We will create two columns, call one for the image. Let me add in here image. So okay, I'm sorry, okay, image, and let me Control C and then Control V. Call 2 will be about the content. Inside of this image we will have a div with an firstly let me add the div that will contains all of them. So we have the div card main. Let me add the div link after this one, and then we'll get the SVG main. Okay, and the second one will be a div with a class of content main. Okay, inside of this SVG main we will got the icon and the image. So let me add the icon. Okay, I deleted this font awesome. Let me open it and let me go to search about the icons. Let me add in here heart, the first one, and then we'll copy this. Good. And then let me add the image with the source of cookie SVG, and you can add the alternative text of cookie SVG. Good. Everything is set up. And then let me add the content. Inside of this content we will have H3 that contain the title, the main title, and the small text in here. And this one will be, inside of a span, with n. Okay, and it will be plus. After this we will have a paragraph. After the h3 or head 3 tag we will have a paragraph, and it will be rem 15 word, I guess. And after this paragraph we will get a button, and then will be order now, and then we will get another span with this one in here. Take one, and the second will be free. Okay, so that is for HTML. Now let's jump into the CSS. In here I have added the colors that we will be using, and we will start with the basic now. And for the basic we will need to add the section, to style the section firstly. So we can add this card at the center of this page. It will be height firstly of 100 viewport. Display will be flex, justify content will be center, and the line item will be center. Okay, let me add also margin. Okay, margin auto 0 from top and bottom, and from the right and left will be auto. Here we have the card main. the container of the card. This one, it's class actually. You'll copy it. You can name it whatever name that you want. And let me add inside of it, firstly, the max width of 400 pixels. And in order to make it this responsible for small screens, we will add a width for 100%, or to not be like to just give it a letter of a space, like in here for the small screens, we will give it a width of 88. Okay, so after the width, we'll give it a padding of 2 rem, and let me add the background color so everything will be very clear, and it will be the card, this color at the bottom in here. So that is, and then we will give it a border radius in order to give it the curve in here. Okay, it will be 20 pixels. Okay, and the last thing, we'll give it a small light box shadow. It will be RGB 00 in order to be black, and then it will be 10%, 0 pixels, 4 pixels, and 12 pixels. Let's see what we have. So that is the light box shadow in here. Okay, now let's create the box one. Inside of this box one, we have the SVG main. Okay, so for this SVG main, we'll just give it a margin of 1 rem pixel, 1 rem 0. In order to make this image come at the center, we have to add a flex box in here after the span, actually flex. And so we can use this class as a component to the first and the second box. It will be just back on the center, align out of center, and the flex direction will be column, and the position will be relative. That's what we need. Okay, let me add this and let me see the effect of that for the first one and for the second one. Let me add flex. So all of them come to the center. Okay, now let me style the icon, SVG main, and the icon. It will be font size 2 rem. We'll have the opacity of 4. So the color, so it will be just light like this. After the opacity, we'll give it a position of absolute, and the position absolute, and then top will be -17. The left will be 19 pixels, and the color will be var, and we have it at the top, icon color. Okay, that's what we have. Let me style the image so it will be so perfect. Okay, let me add the image selector. By the way, you can add for the image class and select it with the class, but I guess this will be more cleaner. So 200 pixels and 2, and of course this will be the max width, and the width will be 100%. That's what we have. It's very the same. So now let's jump into the box 2, and the box 2 will be the content. Let me grab it. Okay, box content main. It will be actually, first we have for the box main, just the color will be var, and will be text colors, because all of them will take the same color except the heading, and that what we will fix it. The content main for H3, the heading 3, actually the first one, we will give it a font size of 2 rem, and in order to make it a little bit bigger, we will give it a text align center. Actually, we don't have to do this because we give it a flex. So let's give it a margin. From the top will be 2 rem. From the right nothing, and from the left nothing. From the bottom 1 rem and 0 from the other side. And then we have the content main h3. As what you know, we have to span here and here. So in order to select that without giving it a class, we will use this selector. So that means the direct child of h3. So we will give it position absolute, relative absolute, and then we will give it a color of text color, because I forget to give the h3 the color. Okay, bar, header, heading color. Okay, and now let me give it a top. Actually, for this span, we will give it just the font size of, without any top and left. It just will be font size of this one. Yeah, that will make it go to the up, and we will give it a margin left of half rem. Great. Now let's jump into the paragraph. Me add content main the paragraph. We'll give it just a font size of 14 pixels. We are almost there. Let me go above and give it a text align center, so all of them will be at the center. Good. After that, we'll give it the content main for the button will be, let's start styling the button. Firstly, we'll give it a border radius. Okay, a border radius of half rem. Let me see. Good. We will give it a border of none, as well as the outline of none. Okay, then we will give it a display flex. We'll give it a padding of 85 rem, 0.85 rem, and 3 rem from tab on a bottom and the left and the right. Let me give it the background color so it will be so obvious for you to see the changes. Let me give it the BTN color that we have added in here at the top. Let me give it the color of white. You can add hashtag FFF. Let me give it a font size of 24 pixels. What else? A cursor pointer. We have also, how about to give it a margin top? So we will give a letter of space to rem. Great. And the last thing, margin bottom of a half rem, I guess. How about that? It's great. Now let me give it hover effect, and it will be transform. Oh, I forget the button. Good, button, and it will be transform scale 1.1. And ta-da! I guess you learned a lot of things. So thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to give me a like and comments. Thank you for watching. It was me, Wardwell, and see you next time.